What's up, everybody? I'm Doug the Storyteller. Thanks for dropping by Storyteller Studios East. Today I'm going to do a quick breakdown of our cover of the Rolling Stones' Dead Flowers. So if music's your passion but not your profession, let me show you how to get more done in less time in your home studio. I'll start with, I'll let you guys listen to the actual click I use. You're not going to hear it in the song because we ended up doing a just straight acoustic version of this. So what I did was I created something in Easy Drummer. Let me bring it up here for you and you guys can see this. I always start with Easy Drummer, and because I was recording this, I wanted to give myself some time to go ahead and hit play and record and then get to an area where I already had my mic and my acoustic guitar set up, so you see a little bit of a longer count in here than normal. So let me show you what I'm talking about when I hit play here. You can watch it count by the measures. And that just kind of goes on like that for really the length of the entire song. What I ended up doing was looping it together multiple times so that I had enough of a rhythm track there so that I could go through the entire song and record my acoustic part. Again, you don't hear that in the final song, but what you do hear is my acoustic guitar. It starts out like this. And so that's my Taylor guitar you're hearing, and I've got it mic'd up with this Lewitt mic here. This is an amazing mic. It's the LCT Pure, or 440 Pure. It's a great mic. I've used it for voiceover work on some of the early stuff I did over on my Doug the Storytellers channel before I got my SM7B here. And it's just a great all-around mic. I could probably mic up a cab if I had the opportunity to do that. But I've used it on vocals, I've used it on voiceover work, and I've used it on acoustic guitars, and I'm sure it would be just as good as an SM57 if I popped it down in front of an amp and mic'd it that way. But that's what I'm recording the acoustic guitars with that you're hearing. And in hindsight, it may have been better for me to do acoustic guitars, one hard left, one hard right, playing the same chords over and over throughout. But what I did was just record the acoustic once and then go back and record like a second I guess you'd call this the lead part that starts at some point in the pre-chorus. I'll go ahead and mute everything else and let you hear that alone too. And you put those two guitars together and you have this. And what I've done here is I use Izotope's Neutron quite a bit. On this one, I just went in, added Neutron, I go to the acoustic guitars, and there is a great strumming pop acoustic is what I used for the main guitar. And then for the second guitar, has more of the leads, I went in and used the Mix Assistant. You can see what I go in here and do the track enhance. And then I could go ahead and set it to guitar. I can even set it to acoustic. I set it to balanced and medium. But what this does is I can go ahead and if I hit next, it's going to ask me to play it, and then it will listen to the guitar, analyze the signal, and then give me some settings to work with, and that'll get me going. And then to follow up on that, what I did was add the beat delay. I've got a eighth note ping pong, and I've set it to the eighth notes, and to get more of a U2-ish edge kind of sound to the song, I added it's a dotted eighth note beat delay that's kind of bouncing around that gives that more of that U2 flavor because, spoiler warning, I'm a big Edge fan. But that's what you're hearing there. Again, I'll let you have a listen. And then you're also hearing some reverb. That comes from the mix bus I've got over here for the guitars. Added the room reverb. This, just like the beat delay, is straight out of Studio One. It's an effect. You can see what I've got going on here, a small club reverb. Got it dialed down quite a bit, so there's not a massive reverb on it, but just enough to give it some flavor. And then lastly, I have my lead that I set up here to record this with my custom Kiesel guitar I have. and ran it through a STL tonality. This is an Andy James plugin. It's a breakup with a clean lead. You can see here, if you're familiar with amps at all, you'll notice that this looks very much like the top of a Vox AC30. Again, sticking pretty heavy to the Edge theme here, even though we're doing a Rolling Stone song. But with this and the single coils in my Kiesel, it comes off sounding like this. Just a really nice, well, you can see like break up clean lead. Didn't want something super distorted, but I did want something that kind of broke up a little bit. And that's just coming out of the STL tonality. Nothing special about that. Nothing added to the flavor there. Jump over here to Kevin's and Jerry's vocals. I do a similar thing for both of them, where I will go into Neutron, because you can see on Neutron it's on both of theirs. And I would just use the mix assistant just like I did with the guitars. Track enhance. For them I select vocals. And then the machine does its work. The AI goes in, knocks it out for me real quick, gives me a bass line to work with. That way if I need to tweak anything. But anyway, the final product then comes off like this.
Take me down, little Susie, take me down.
And the only kind of sweetening I'm using beyond that is a reverb. Again, straight out of Persona Studio One. This is a big vocals, but I turned down the mix quite a bit so the vocals don't get lost in the reverb. And that takes care of the vocals. At the end of everything over here in the master bus, you'll notice I've got Ozone 9. Usually I'll go in and just let the AI do the heavy lifting, but I went ahead and stuck with a preset this time. I went in and got the tube master because I wanted kind of a more vintage feeling and a vintage vibe for this song overall. But you can see here with the tube master, it's an analog tube version of Ozone's classic CD master preset, which, you know, again, Ozone is great. These Izotope products are great because it saves so much time in the studio, and if you're a guy like me, time is at a minimum. So with all that said and done, what you end up with is something that sounds like this after everything's mixed together.
Take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground.
If you haven't checked out the video, I'll put it up in the eye above my head. You guys can click on that and find it there. If you found this helpful, please give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know what kind of tips and tricks you guys are using at home to get more done in less time. Until next time, everybody, stay safe and be kind to each other.
I know you think you're the queen of the underground, and you can send me dead flowers every morning. Send me dead